Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Champions League is back, everyone's favorite football competition in the entire world, as the best teams from all around Europe fight for European success. And there are only 16 teams left in the Champions League as we have reached the round of 16. And in today's video, I'll be giving you my thoughts and predictions for all 8 games in the round of 16 of the Champions League. And let me tell you, there are some exciting games to look forward to. We've got games like Barcelona versus PSG, aka Messi versus Mbappe. We've got RB Leipzig versus a struggling Liverpool team, Porto versus Juventus, so Pepe is going to meet Ronaldo once more, Sevilla versus Borussia Dortmund, Atletico Madrid versus Chelsea could be very exciting, Lazio versus Bayern Munich, Atalanta versus Real Madrid, and to end it off, Borussia Monchengladbach versus Manchester City. There are some exciting games that you will not want to miss. And before I get into my predictions, I want to ask you guys to put down in the comment section down below, who do you think will win the Champions League this year? Will it be Bayern Munich back to back, or will we have a totally new Champions League winner like Manchester City? I want you to tell me down in the comment section down below. And of course, I am looking so forward to this Champions League match week because obviously I'm a Manchester United fan, so I'm a neutral watching this as Manchester United have already been knocked out. So I've got no stress of my team losing. It is going to be such an exciting week to watch. And of course, guys, I do want to ask you guys that if you do enjoy regular football content, please do consider subscribing down below, as I would love to reach 1,000 subscribers this year, but more importantly, 900 subscribers within the next week or so. We are so close, and I would really appreciate that support. But getting into my predictions, game number 1, as I mentioned, is going to be Barcelona versus PSG. Now, of course, PSG don't have Neymar because he's injured. Look, I'm not going to say that he's not injured. Let's just say that I hope he brings me a slice of cake from his sister's birthday. But I think, look, as I said, I'm a Manchester United fan, and watching PSG versus Manchester United, I realized, first of all, their defense is very, very shaky, by far the weakest part of them. And without Neymar, they could potentially struggle because that team and that attack almost revolves around Neymar. No matter how good Mbappe is, he is still learning. He could still do a serious job, but I think without Neymar, Barcelona might be the better team. I think Barcelona are going to win the first leg. I think PSG are going to win the second leg. I think they're going to come back. And I think Barcelona, if it goes to penalty, will win on penalties, getting a fantastic comeback, and then probably end up losing in the next round. That's how it seems to work for Barcelona. So, end of story. I think Barcelona are going to end up winning this. Now, it could be very close because although neither teams are looking fantastic in their league cups, they're both looking very, very good in their domestic leagues as of late. Both teams are looking very, very strong. But as I said, I think Barcelona are just narrowly going to win it. And in terms of their attack, I feel like if they want to win it, they have to obviously put Messi, Griezmann, and obviously Dembele on the other wing. I think that's probably their strongest attack, as I still think that they are missing a crucial striker. But you know what, let's move on. Game number 2, RB Leipzig versus Liverpool, and this is very tricky to predict because I feel like we could be in for a shocker. Obviously, RB Leipzig, although they are second in the Bundesliga, they don't have a leading talisman in the Bundesliga. They have about 4 or 5 players on 5 goals in the Bundesliga or something like that. But at the end of the day, they are still missing their Timo Werner kind of striker. I mean, even Timo Werner at Chelsea is missing a Timo Werner kind of striker. But do I think RB Leipzig still stand a chance versus Liverpool? Well, yes. I mean, they're second for a reason in the Bundesliga. And obviously, Liverpool at the moment have dropped points drastically in terms of the Premier League. But I think Liverpool are going to give back some sort of shock performance. I think that they're going to give it everything they have because I think Jurgen Klopp knows that Liverpool won't win the Premier League this season. So they'll give it everything they have in the Champions League. I think that Liverpool will probably win both rounds, and I think Mo Salah is probably going to play the biggest role in this. Now, I do want to say, obviously, Jurgen Klopp not in a good place as of late, as Liverpool have lost points, and Jurgen Klopp's mother has passed away. So obviously, I would just like to send my messages to him, hoping that he is okay, and may his mother obviously rest in peace. And I would like to say that I think the Liverpool board should really maybe consider giving Klopp 2 or 3 weeks off just to recover and maybe put the assistant manager in charge. That's what I think they should do. That's what I think the responsible thing to do is. But at the end of the day, back to Champions League football, I think Liverpool will beat RB Leipzig. But RB Leipzig, in terms of how strong their midfield is, they could definitely give some fight back Game number 3 is going to be Porto Juventus. Now, I think without any shock, I am going to give Juventus a pretty comfortable win. Porto have got some fantastic players. Obviously, they've got Oliveira looking very strong this season in terms of goals and assists. Porto currently second in Liga NOS in the Portuguese league, which I don't know, I'd feel a bit more confident if they were first place. But Porto have got some fantastic players. Obviously, they've got the dreaded Corona on their winger position, who's looking very, very good. Obviously, they've got Pepe. They've got fantastic players all over the pitch. But, you know, Juventus, they've just got that quality. Even though they are 4th at the moment in the Serie A, in the Italian league, obviously, they've got the better team overall. And with no shock, I think the player to watch is going to be CR7. Ronaldo, although 36 years old, he does not act like a top scorer in the Serie A. And I think that I'm going to say it, I think he's going to probably get a hat-trick versus Porto, especially with the likes of Morata looking very, very good and in form at the moment. As I said, Juventus, better team overall, so you would expect them to get the win. Next game going to be Sevilla versus Borussia Dortmund. Now, I am very mixed on what to put for this prediction because Sevilla this season looking very, very strong. Obviously, they just beat Barcelona in one of the league cups. That just shows how strong they are. They are 4th place on the La Liga table, which is very, very good for them. I've dropped my notes. And in terms of individuals, there are some very strong individuals in the Sevilla team this season. I mean, obviously, you've got Carlos in defense. I think his name is Necessary. I don't know if that's a necessary way of pronouncing it, but their striker is having a fantastic season. They've got a Campos, they've got Navas, they've got Rakitic, they've got fantastic players all over the pitch. So Sevilla could really stand a chance versus Dortmund, especially because looking at Dortmund, they're currently 6th place on the Bundesliga table. But I'm going to go for a shock. I'm going to give Borussia Dortmund the win in this, and I think Haaland is going to be the player to watch. I think Borussia Dortmund have a fantastic squad overall. They haven't done well in the Bundesliga. Obviously, they got a new manager this season, but I think that with their attacking ability, they are going to come back versus Sevilla. Obviously, as I said, their attack is great, their midfield's great, defense is great. Everything on paper looks like it should go Borussia Dortmund's way. So let's see if this game on field is played the same way on paper. Anything could happen. Now getting into game number 5. Atletico Madrid versus Chelsea. Former Morata teams going to play against each other. And I think that Atletico Madrid probably going to end up winning this one. I think Atletico Madrid looking like one of the best teams in the world. Top of the La Liga table. Top scorer in La Liga is Luis Suarez, which I said this in the beginning of the season, end of last season. The dumbest transfer, in my opinion, of all time is Barcelona letting Luis Suarez go to Atletico Madrid for free. One of the best strikers in the world. Yes, he's like 33 years old, but he is unstoppable. Top scorer in the league. And to let him go to a rival, that was just stupid, in my opinion. I think Atletico Madrid, as a team, looking very, very strong at the moment. Obviously, in my opinion, have the best goalkeeper in the world as well, in the likes of Oblak. And I think they could do a serious job versus Chelsea. Now, obviously, it's very tricky to decide what Chelsea can do this season, as Thomas Tuchel hasn't been at Chelsea for very long, so it's difficult to see what Chelsea can do under him. But since he's been the manager of the club, Chelsea have been more attacking forward, and they've been much more promising in terms of their attack. But saying that, I do think Atletico Madrid are going to probably end up winning this. I think Atletico Madrid are going to win the first leg, and then Chelsea is going to win the second leg. But overall, Atletico Madrid will go through. And in terms of game number 1, Atletico Madrid probably going to win it 2-1. I can see Suarez getting 2 goals. Then in the 87th minute, they'll probably slack off and Hudson-Odoi will get a goal. That's my opinion on the matter. Now, the next game, Lazio versus Bayern Munich. And I am going to give Bayern Munich a comfortable 3-1 win in their first game. And I think Bayern Munich are comfortably going to win both games versus Lazio. Obviously, Bayern Munich, best striker in the world, one of the best goalkeepers in the world. They're now going to get a Upamecano in defense, although won't play in this game. But just in general, this Bayern Munich team is so unstoppable. The top 3 assist makers in the Bundesliga at the moment are all from Bayern Munich. You've got Kimmich, you've got Müller, you've got Koeman. They are looking so strong as a whole, and I think they are a real threat of winning this competition back to back. Where Lazio, yes, I really do like Lazio. I think they've got a very, very good attack. They've got a very decent midfield and defense. Obviously, they've got Milinkovic Savic looking very good. They've got Immobile up front, which is going to be interesting. obviously Lazio versus Bayern Munich, ex-Borussia Dortmund striker versus ex-Borussia Dortmund striker. Who's going to be the best ex-Borussia Dortmund striker in this competition? I think Immobile. I think people really do underrate him. Over the last 5 years, he's been one of the top scorers in Europe for a very long time now, but people tend to underrate him. But at the end of the day, Lazio as a whole aren't doing very well at the moment in the Serie A. They are currently 7th place on the table, and with their current form, Bayern Munich have to give them the win. Now, second last game of Champions League round of 16. Atalanta versus Real Madrid, and I am going to give Real Madrid the win in this one. But let me tell you, it is not easy for me to do this because for a very long time, although Real Madrid are second on the table, they've scraped a lot of wins as of late and they are not looking very convincing. They've also lost a lot of points as of late and haven't looked good in cup competitions. So they are in real trouble of losing this game. But Atalanta at the end of the day, 6th place on the Serie A table, which is very odd because all 3 teams from the Serie A, from the Italian league in the Champions League, none of them are in the top 3 of the Serie A, so they've all fallen off quite a bit. Atalanta are a great team, but I think they'll lose 1-0 or probably both legs to Real Madrid because in the Serie A, I mean, they've got some very good players, very good attackers, but the only player to really have seemed to find his kicking boots is Muriel up front, so he's probably a player to watch. But I think Real Madrid are going to win this one 1-0. I think they're going to scrape the win. And I think Karim Benzema is going to be the player of this fixture. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached our final game of Champions League round of 16. Obviously, don't forget that if you have enjoyed up until this point, please do consider subscribing down below. But Monchengladbach versus Manchester City. I'm sorry, you guys know where this is going to go. I think Manchester City are going to dominate this game. That Manchester City can be very funny in games like this. But Manchester City, I'm going to give them a comfortable 4-1 win versus Gladbach. I think Gladbach are a very good team overall. Obviously, they've got Ginter in defense, they've got Sommer in defense, they've got Player up front. They've got fantastic players all over the pitch, but 7th place in the Bundesliga at the moment. None of their attackers seem to be on form at the moment. And Manchester City, I'll say this, probably the best team in the entire world at the moment. They're looking so strong in terms of the Premier League. It's just a matter of turning it into a Champions League performance. Their attack is looking very strong. Their midfield, obviously strong. Defense, I've said this before, Ruben Dias and John Stones, probably the best centre-back partnership in the world at the moment. I think Manchester City are going to win both legs, and I think Gundogan, going back to Dortmund, is going to be the player to watch in this fixture. As over the last month, he's been one of the best midfielders in the world. Let's see if he can carry over that form. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today's video. Those are my Champions League predictions and thoughts on each team, on what their abilities are, on my players to watch, all that kind of stuff. I hope you have enjoyed it. Once again, if you have, consider subscribing down below to catch more of my content in the future. And please hit that like button down below. I'd love to reach 10 likes on today's video. But guys, that has been Finn FYNN. The Champions League is back. See you all next time. Cheers.